This is awkward, so I'm just gonna go with an intro and see if it sticks. Hi, my name is Welgo. Welcome to this week's health update. Before I get into what happened during this week, because there was a lot of things I did right, plenty of things I did wrong, and things I learned from it. I want to talk a little bit about what I was doing going into this week before I get into the nitty gritty. One of the first things I wanted to focus on this week was consistency. I had shown good consistency the past 3 weeks, but I knew if I was going to continue this, I needed to put some more structure to it. Thinking back to, for lack of a better phrase, my prime, I was in a very structured workout situation. So, for context, I played football in high school. We were doing 2 workouts with weights a day plus a football practice, at the height of the season. So I was working out and exercising a lot. I'm not saying I want to get back to that. I don't have the time or the energy now, being 31, to do that. However, I never learned how to structure workouts to know what to work and when to work it and how to work it. So I wanted to approach that this week and make a few changes to where I don't get not necessarily burnt out, but I at least know what I'm doing. So I went into this week with a more clear idea of what I wanted to do. Previous weeks, I just put on my to-doist that I just wanted to work out, had no idea what it was going to be. I was just going to scan through my app and find a workout that resonated with me. This week, I took a couple days before the week even started to plan out, okay, I'm going to do cardio 2 days, an ab workout, and a couple strength workouts. I put those on the days, tried it out, and my idea with this is it'll set some structure. It's not set in stone, so I can adjust it if need be. And eventually I can keep the concepts of those days, but change the workouts so that way I'm not just using the same muscle groups or movements and getting so used to them that I'm not working anymore. Let's dive into the week. Monday's normally my official weigh-in day. I'm moving it to Sunday. I'll get into that later. So Monday I weigh in and I'm at 363.6. It's huge because I'm now close to 10 pounds down since I started this 4 weeks ago. But it's also the first time in about 7 or 8 months that I weighed less than there are days in a year. Got the weigh in, got the wife and the kid out to school, and I came downstairs and I got into a cardio workout. Mondays, I decided with the schedule, the cardio is going to be on Mondays. This week was fun because I had also done the same cardio workout the day prior, so my legs were sore, but I still pushed through it and I made it happen. And I felt really, really good about myself. Finished the workout, went upstairs, had some breakfast. I made some steak and eggs. It was just a perfect protein breakfast. As the day went on, though, I had started noticing that I was having a little bit more snacks. I had my lunch, and then I kind of drifted back in old habits of just still looking in the fridge and finding something else to eat. That wasn't ideal. I didn't want to beat myself up about it, especially when I realized what I was doing, because I saw it in 2 ways. One, I'm allowed to eat some more food if I'm hungry, and if I beat myself up about it, I'm just going to want to do it more. And two, I did just do 2 long cardio workouts back to back, so I thought maybe it's just me being actually hungry. I didn't want to focus on it. By the time dinner came around, I had my normal just 1 serving. I felt good going into Tuesday. I thought about it. I was like, you know what? You had the snacks. It's okay. Move on from it. Keep working on it. It's just a drop in the bucket. So Tuesday comes around. It was my first day doing a strength training. I did a dumbbell workout, which was a lot of fun, as well as very painful. I hadn't used those muscles with repeated motions that often, but I still made it happen. It was fantastic. And what was really cool is using dumbbells, it felt like I was back in the gym. Like I was back doing what I really liked doing when I was in football, which was strength training. I loved bench press, I loved squat, I loved overhead press. I didn't like deadlift so much because I had a bum knee, which is funny because I was squatting well above my weight at that time. But even then, I love weightlifting. So being able to just do even just 10-pound dumbbells just felt great. Again, though, I had a moment where I noticed I was eating more food. It was some more snacking. It was a heavier lunch. Unfortunately, this time was a little bit harder to see it in a better light. And along with some other stuff that happened in the day, by the end of the night, my mental was shot. And when my mental gets shot, I'm a very much emotional eater. I didn't eat as much as I could have, but it took a toll. And it was kind of rough, which led into probably one of the most strange nights, which was going into Wednesday. I stayed up way too late Tuesday night into Wednesday. And on top of that, I had to go wake up early to drive my parents to the airport. I nearly missed it, I'll be honest. If it wasn't for my mom calling me to make sure I was up, probably would have missed that. So I'm happy she did. But I was running between my own mental, waking up early, and even my son waking up in the middle of the night, going through his sleep potty training. I was maybe running on 2.5, 3 hours of sleep. It was not good. Making my way back home from the airport after dropping off my parents, I had a lot of time to think about the fact that I'm running on barely anything. I had that moment of clarity to go, this is a key decision. Because I was thinking, what does my timing look like? I'm going to get back before my wife and son even leave for school, so I'm still going to be able to help them. But then what am I going to do after that? It's still early enough. I was like, I could get a nap in, try to recover some sleep and get back to it starting then, or I could try something else. The more I kept thinking about it, as much as I wanted to sleep, I did not like the idea of coming home to go back to sleep and hoping for a restart. I made the decision to just say, screw it. I came back home, I got dressed and into my workout clothes, and I came downstairs and pushed through with a core workout. And the one I was looking forward to the least this week, I still was like, you know what, I need to do it. And it led to one of the coolest moments, I think, this week. The instructor had told me in the video, drop the mic, and I let out this roar that just, I needed to release and be proud of myself that I still made that decision. And it led to a huge momentum shift in my mental for that day. And that includes me even going upstairs and going, okay, I need to see how much my snacking has messed with my days. So I broke my rule and stepped on the scale early just to get a gauge of where I'm at. And it's a rule I have because I don't want to focus just on the number. I want to focus on the decisions and the actions that lead into the number. So stepping on that kind of broke that rule, but at the same time kind of gave me confidence because I stepped on the scale, and after 2 days of overeating, in my opinion, I was only up 2 pounds. So I wasn't too far gone off the path, and it felt great. Led into the rest of Wednesday, I got my work done, and I even went out to play some poker with my brother and a friend of ours who's been trying to get us out for ages. It was at a restaurant that is known for some of the most delicious and heavy burgers. And I was very proud of myself that I chose to get a chicken wrap. On top of that too, I had the fries, and I was there for maybe 2.5, close to 3 hours that night. Actually, I think it was even closer to 4. And I drank water and a single soda. Nights like that, when I go to a restaurant, I'm normally 10, 15 sodas in, I'll be honest, because I drink them very fast. And especially after 4 hours, I would have gone through a lot. So only having one that I nursed over the course of 2.5 hours with water, going through multiple glasses of water in between, felt really, really good. Which was very surprising after having such a good end of the day on Wednesday, that going into Thursday, I started slipping again. So Thursday was the wildcard day, and I decided to do my first high-intensity interval training video. I used to do CrossFit all the time as part of football training, so I was like, we'll see what this is about and how kind of similar it is. And I'll be honest, I had fun. It was a shorter workout. I did like the intro to it because I didn't want to overdo it being the first week where I'm trying something, and it went well. I won't say it didn't. And I felt good after. Went to go have my breakfast, which was just eggs. And then again, I broke my rule. I went to step on the scale. Sure enough, I was the same weight as I was Wednesday, which again, felt really good that the choices I made at poker didn't screw that up. But as Thursday drowned on, for other reasons than my health, my mental just started tanking and tanking and tanking. It was not a good place. And again, I'm an emotional eater, and that started taking over. I made a small lunch. I allowed myself to have a couple things I normally don't have at lunch in that meal. And I was like, okay, here's your cheat. Feel better. Go about it. And then 30 minutes later, I made a duplicate of that lunch, and I had seconds, which didn't help. Again, I stayed up well into the night. I want to say I didn't go to bed until about 1:30 or 2. And then Friday, oh boy. So Friday, I didn't do an actual workout. I was staring at my phone, staring at the exercise and going, I can't do this today. I was so frustrated. I was so fed up. I decided, screw it. I'm not doing it today. And I came down into the office. I was going to work on some other things that were priority. And I looked around at my office, and I was so upset at just the state of it. So I decided to do something about it. I got up, I cleaned this whole office. It looks so much better now. Reorganized some stuff, got some stuff out of the way and put into storage, including my old computer. And I didn't stop there. I moved up into the next floor, which was our living room. Cleaned up and vacuumed that. Went up to the sitting room, cleaned that. Kitchen, cleaned that. Went all the way up to the bedrooms and cleaned that. I went through a full depressive house cleaning, which I'm happy I did because that to me still counted as a workout. I got something done. I felt good about it. I was okay. But I was still snacking. I was drinking a lot of water. I was eating a lot, but I wasn't fully reverted. Saturday and Sunday, I was treating as rest days, so wasn't going to work out anyway. But I'll say this: Saturday we went out and did shopping. I got a lot of steps in. We did stop for a Sam's Club hot dog, which if you know Sam's Club hot dogs, you understand why. But I did have 2 sodas, which not good. So to make these videos kind of have a showcase of how the week's decisions led into my weight, I decided to shift my official weigh-in day to Sunday. So I weighed in this morning, and I weighed in at 367. So I had put on 3.4 pounds in the past week, which now saying that out loud doesn't sound like a lot. But now I'm only 6.3 pounds down from my original weight. In the grand scheme of things, I know a 3-pound gain is easily retracted. Still doesn't help that you still feel it. Feel a little bit of disappointment in yourself. But this is where I want to get into some of the takeaways. And I'm hoping my takeaways that I learned from this week can help somebody else who might be going through this journey. My number one takeaway I want to talk about is I'm allowed to feel upset. I'm allowed to feel disappointed. Letting that take over all of it, though, is the quickest way to derailment. For example, the first day I was starting to oversnack on Monday, I saw it as I'm allowed to have an off day. I'm allowed to eat more than I wanted to because of circumstances in the day as well as circumstances for the past couple days. What really hurt me this week was the amount of days I overate where my mental was not the best. The takeaway I see for myself there is I'm allowed to have a bad week. I'm allowed to have a week where I didn't do the absolute best I could have for my health. But in the end, 3 pounds gained back, that could have been so much worse. Considering I know for a fact in the past few years, I have seen my weight go up 10 pounds in a week. So only a 3-pound gain is nothing insurmountable I can get back. I've let myself have my bad week. Will there be more bad weeks? I absolutely expect there to be. But dwelling on the fact that I had a bad week and thinking that's going to derail me is the quickest way to derail me. So I'm really just going to put it here in this video. I'm broadcasting it here. I'm recording this as a record for myself for the future to say, hey, you had a bad week, but look at you now. In a week, 5 weeks, 6 months, you didn't let this 1 week screw up the entire plan that you're aiming for, the entire goal that you're striving for, because you knew what you wanted. You knew what you wanted was more important than dwelling on the fact that you're human and you're allowed to have bad weeks. So what am I going to do about it? So there's a few adjustments I'm going to make this week. One, other than trying not to be depressed all week, one is I want to refocus back in on the snacking. For 3 weeks, I was doing really good with limiting how much I ate. And it wasn't really anything I was making an overt effort to. It was more so just slowing down, observing my choices, and choosing the best option. So I'm going to try to refocus on that. As far as the workout goes, I did like the structure this week. I really liked going, okay, Monday's cardio, Tuesday's strength, Wednesday's core, Thursday's wildcard, Friday was supposed to be cardio but turned into a house cleaning. I think I'm going to go into this week and try to replicate it. Keep the same things, but then Friday be a house cleaning because it kind of pulls everything together that I've been working on all week, right? Cardio, I need to be able to breathe easier for longer. Strength, I want to get stronger. Core is where all my weight is. Thursday, something to pull together in a workout. And then Friday, make an applicable real world scenario that pulls all those concepts together. I like how that's structured, and I'm going to go again into this week. And then third, I really like how I made time every week to write in my journal. I have notes in here from each day that not only help me reflect by the end of the day, but help me remember the whole entire narrative from start to finish for this week. to even come in and put in here and put out into the ether of the internet. And the thing is, I have to remember why I'm doing this, right? I'm not doing this because I want to make a video about it. I'm not doing this to try to change my life in such a drastic measure. I'm doing this because it's something I want and need to do. I'm on the gradual path. I made that decision when I started this at the start of the year. And the crazy thing is, I'm only a month in. I think based on my graph, I should only be around 8 pounds down, if not less. So the fact that I'm still 6.5 pounds down, I'm not that far off target. I was so far ahead of target the past 3 weeks that now I'm not that far back from it. So I know for me that this is a huge step in the right direction. And understanding I have a bad week, I've reviewed what I've done right, looked at what I've done wrong, want to keep accelerating the good choices and make small adjustments to avoid the bad ones or the less than favorable ones, I think is huge for me. And I think that's what's going to take me into some successful weeks moving forward. That's everything I've got for this week. It was my first rough week of the new year, and I don't want to make it a rough month. I know what I'm doing has been really good so far, and I want to keep at that because I just know what I can accomplish, and I know I need to. So that's what I'm going to keep doing. That's what I'm going to do this week, and it's what I'm going to try to do every week after until I reach that goal of 100 pounds. Whether that's in 6 months or the year, I need to get out of my head that I was going to accelerate this and get it done in a single 2 months. I might take the full 12 months, but that's okay because it's a goal. I'm human. I'm not going to just learn something and get it done right away. I'm not going to set my goals and be done in a week because I've got this. And if you're going through this too, I know you've got this too. You wouldn't have sat through, 20 minutes of me talking if you didn't think that you and I both can make this happen. So that's it. I appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will see you guys next Monday with whatever update comes my way. Love you.